Hey guys, MCU Collector here with the next video. Here we're jumping right on over into the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Wave 10 SPDR or Spider Build-A-Figure Wave. Here we have the first figure up in the wave. This is Doc Ock, Dr. Octopus, Otto, Octavious, the most anticipated figure of the wave. Super excited to be able to open this one up first and really take a look at it. Here's a look at the figure here in the packaging. You can see Legends Spider-Man logo down in the front, Doc Ock Spider logo there up at the top. Side artwork looking very awesome with the Dr. Octopus there. Here on the back of the package, excuse me, we have a look at the proto image of the figure, and the bio reads, Otto Octavius gears up with 4 mechanical tentacled appendages as the evil genius Doc Ock. So really cool. Here we have a close look at all the figures from the wave to build Spider, the Build-A-Figure or SPDR. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that, but here we have Doc Ock first, and I'll go kind of in order with the figures. So Doc Ock, Scarlet Spider, Kane Parker, Elektra, Cloak and Dagger, Daredevil, and House of M Spider-Man. So let's open it up and take a look at the figure. But before we do that, there is the UPC for the Doc Ock. All right, let's open it up. Here's Doc Ock out of the package. Really cool. I haven't put the tentacles on yet because I want to kind of look at that separately. They're all kind of placed in the package, and there's some assembly requires some of the clawed parts aren't actually connected to the tentacle piece yet, so they just kind of have to be pieced together, so no big deal. So before we get to that, let's actually look at the figure itself. There's some good things about the figure and some things that are just kind of okay. Wish I would have we could have gotten something a little bit better, and it's not a big complaint, but the paint is a little sloppy here in the yellow, and I feel that it really could have used another coat because there's some green slowly kind of faded through. It's not terrible, but it's not the best. I think one extra coat of yellow really would have covered that up, really would have looked good, because I mean, and there's some little sloppy pieces, but other than that, it's okay. It's actually a very light figure because that torso piece is hollow, which I think they actually probably all are, but it is actually, for whatever reason, a very light figure. You can see he stands at right about 6 inches tall. Actually, would have thought he would have been shorter since he is shorter compared to other figures. Let's see. Let's go with a Bucky cap because I have Human Torch there, and you can see that Human Torch towers over him. So I guess it's a good size comparison, and I'll compare him. I'll compare all the figures from the wave as we get down to it into the Build-A-Figure video. But really cool looking figure. Let's go over the articulation now before we get to the tentacles. We'll take a look at it. So the head can move side to side. He can not look up. There's ever so slight motion. Not a whole lot there. That's kind of weird. It's on a so there's a hinge. It just doesn't want to hinge so much. I have to work it. Maybe some hot water or something. Really get that to loosen up. There we go. Chin down to his chest a little bit there. You can get him to look up, but maybe it's just mine. You really kind of have to force it. Elbows go out that far. Full rotation. Do get upper bicep swivel. I think these are all brand new arms because it's definitely a little bit bigger since Otto Octavius is a little bit of a bigger person. You have a double jointed elbow, which gives you a little, just about 90 degrees. There is not rotation there, even though it's a separate piece. I am not getting any rotation there, but that's clearly a separate piece. So it's either ported in or glued on. Not really sure. Hands swivel, and they do hinge. Now, there's no ab crunch. There is a diaphragm joint, which will turn nicely, but you're not going to get any... Oh, yeah, actually, look at that. Good forward motion, but then it looks like crap. That doesn't look good. Huge hole in there, too. But I don't know that you necessarily need to get him into a pose like that. Depending on how it is, it may not show too much. As far as back, you get a decent amount back, but then you're going to kind of see the gap, the hole right in that torso piece. There is no waist swivel. Legs go out that far, so actually good range of motion doing splits-wise. You have upper thigh cut. Double jointed knee, which there's a lot of movement you should get into that knee, so you just kind of have to work that top hinge on how you want to get it, but that double jointed knee works out really good. Boot cut, foot hinges up so slightly, down all the way, and of course we do get the ankle pivot. Now to get this kind of back in place, which I have it backwards. So let's look at some close-ups of the figure so you guys could see it in the head sculpt. Head sculpt looks good. You can see the eyes painted on there. A little far apart, very wide, but again, the glasses really cover that up. That's not a big deal. The hair is kind of a rubbery piece. You can see it's just an extra piece glued on. It's not part of the head sculpt because it gives it that layered hair look, especially over here, over the forehead. So that's actually a good little detail that I really like. There's no additional paint wash or anything in it, but it does look good. I like the way it came out. Here on the back of the figure where the tentacles are going to port in, you can see, and then you just kind of have this gray silver painted around where those tentacles are going to port in. So we'll take a look at these. I know the biggest complaint is they are not bendy wire. So if you have the old Toy Biz version or the re-release Hasbro that was green and silver, those do work based on some other reviews that I have seen. I no longer have that figure to test it out for you guys. Unfortunately, once I found out we were getting the new one, I said, you know what, I don't need this other one. I didn't care for the head sculpt too much. And then the biggest thing is, if you guys have followed me on the channel, that you'll know that I'm not a Toy Biz guy. I don't like Toy Biz figures at all. And that Hasbro one, the green and silver, it was basically just the Toy Biz figure re-released by Hasbro. So I didn't care for it. The paint on his face was very orange and just over detailed. Everything feels over exaggerated when it comes to Toy Biz, to me at least. I know there's lots of Toy Biz fans, and they have definitely villain selection, but it's just Toy Biz doesn't do it for me. So you just kind of have to work these guys around. It's actually a little bit tough because there's no bendy wire. These are kind of in place the way they are, so to kind of work around it, they start doing these rubber bands. Okay, so we'll just get them out, pull them through. Okay, there they are, and then again we got the extra claws, and so, two of them don't come with it, so you can see that they're just going to port right on in there. Sorry, right on the ball peg. So it just goes on like so, and these claws are not articulated like that other Hasbro Toy Biz one. And there's just kind of blue paint right there on that kind of that ball on the inside of that claw. So we get the other one right on that ball joint. Again, just gonna port right on in there like so. And then these will port right into the back of the figure, and you can actually kind of place them whichever way you really want to have them. I think Hasbro shows it off kind of this way, so these ones, and they just port in. They don't click in or anything. You just kind of put them in. I think Hasbro really showed off the figure this way. That's not right. Probably should have paid closer attention to that. Because these ones, why would the claws go back, right? Huh. There we go. I guess that looks a little bit better. I don't know, that still actually kind of looks odd to me, because when you have that ported in, why would the claws be going in this direction? Wouldn't you want the claws going forward? Is it the way I have them turned? I don't know, that's kind of odd to me, actually. And because there's no articulation and no bendy wire to it, it's going to come out looking like that. So it's, you know, that's off to the side, that's off to the side. You'd think you'd want it grabbing, either going for Spider-Man or going to pick something up in front of him. But I guess that's not the case. But then if you switch it up, did it that way, but then it's pointed up top. Yeah, that's very odd to me, because if it's porting in the back, so either way you have it, you can have it going up, or you can have it going out to the side that way, or you can have it going out to the side that way, but it's not, those claws are not going to be going directly in front of him, and that's, I would think that's the way you would want it to go. But anyway, these longer ones can definitely go on those top pieces, and you could do like so. And you have the shorter pieces there. So however you want to have your Doc Ock, you can actually change those up and change those around. I guess this look isn't so bad. We have one that's kind of going forward. This one definitely is pointed backwards, but that's not too big of an issue. The awesome thing is that he can stand with them, so the weight of it is nice, and that's what happens when you get the claws coming forward. It's going to counterbalance the weight, so the figure's not going to be constantly falling over. So that's actually a really good thing, especially for those that are just going to kind of vanilla pose. I'm not sure what kind of dynamic poses that you're going to be able to get out of this guy, how easy it's going to be to kind of really work around these. But for me, in my DTOF display, it's going to be just kind of there. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, because this guy takes up all kinds of space. So with his tentacles out, we're talking a wingspan of 12 inches from the tips of the claws. So 12 inches that way. So how I'm going to fit him into my DTOF, I'm not sure. When I do a collection video on Plastic Attic, I know you're going to be watching this and say, where's that collection video? It's coming, man. It's coming. One of these days. Hopefully soon. But there he is. It's an awesome figure. I'm glad that we have a good updated Doc Ock figure. I like the size of this one compared to the other one. The older one was a little thin. Doc Ock is really kind of a big guy, and I know things kind of change depending on what version of Doc Ock there is, but I do think this is an awesome iteration of the character into figure form, and I'm very pleased with it. So, awesome looking Doc Ock figure there. He did not come with any additional accessories. It's just obviously the mechanical arms, so there's no Build-A-Figure piece. The next figure in line is going to be the Scarlet Spider, which will have one of the Build-A-Figure pieces. So there it is, guys. Doc Ock, Otto Octavious, from this Marvel Legends Spider-Man Wave 10 SPDR Spider Build-A-Figure Wave. Any questions, comments down below. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks for watching.